Semester. Hello students, welcome to new semester. Myself Syed Noor Ain. I am handling a subject called application development using Python this time for you, and subject code is 18 CS55. This has 5 modules. All subjects have 5 modules. Okay, now in first module we are going to study Python basics, where we will study how to write variables, how to assign values, all those things in first chapter. Then second chapter, flow control, if, while, do while, for loop, these condition statements. Then functions, how to create your own functions and how to use Python default functions, okay, or some library functions. Now in module 2 we are going to study lists, how to create a group of data, then dictionaries, also again a group of data, then how to manipulate a string in this chapter. Okay, in module 3, pattern matching using regular expressions. If you are searching for something, the pattern matching is very important. Then reading and writing files, and this is the main advantage of using Python. Then organizing files, it is very important nowadays. Then debugging, raising an exception, then trace backing the exception where it has been occurred, and logging the information. Then in module 4 we are going to study classes and objects that you have already studied in Java, and classes, functions, classes and methods, inheritance. Totally 4 chapters. See, in module 1 we are going to study 3 chapters, module 2 3 chapters, module 3 4, and module 4 again 5. And for this module 1 2 3, one textbook. See, they have already mentioned textbook 1, and for module 4 you need to use textbook, you need to study textbook 2. Okay, for module 5 again textbook 1 from chapter 11 to 14. In this module 5 we are going to study web scraping, working with Excel sheets, then retrieving data from PDF file as well as from CSV file and JSON data. Okay, so these are the, this module actually fetching data from different types of files. Okay, now the textbooks are that they have mentioned a A.L. Swegard. The name is, the title of the book is Automate the Boring Stuff with Python, first edition. Okay, so the link for this book is already given. So this is actually an online book. If you want PDF version, I have the PDF version. If you just click on the link, you will see it will redirect you to that website. Now it is not working, why I don't know. See, let me again reload it. It's not working. See, rest of the things are working. So if this link is now not, it is not working now, but don't worry, I have the textbook automate the boring stuff with Python. Okay, I have the entire PDF with me. Okay, so hard copy is not available in the library. See, and the second textbook is Alan B. Downey, Think Python, How to Think Like a Computer Scientist, second edition. Same, we have link for that. I have the PDF copy with me. So this is what, Think Python, How to Think Like a Computer Scientist. Okay, entire chapters. Actually, this textbook covers only module 4. Okay, and this textbook covers module 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay, now here this subject is very important in perspective to your programming career. Okay, so you need to learn this subject very thoroughly. Okay, before I start with my PPTs, okay, before I start with my PPTs, so let me show you how to install Python first. Okay, you need to go to python.org, there you need to go to downloads, then download this Python 3.8.5. okay, once you have downloaded it, then what you need to do is you need to install it. Okay, so run it, then install now. So what you do is add Python 3.8 to path, just tick this one, then install now. You click here, install now, then next, it will install Python 3.8.5. already I have installed Python 3.7. okay, already I have installed Python 3.7, so I'm not installing this Python now. Okay, so after you have installed, how to call Python. Now you can directly call your Python ideally by going to start and by selecting this letter on the C, Python P you will get here Python 3.7. Then click on this ideally, so it will appear like this. So this is your actually Python shell 3.7 shell. Okay, this is Python 3.71 7.1 shell. Okay, here you can write Python programs, but better to write a Python program in a file, then you execute here. Okay, so let us start with my PPTs. So where did it come from? So actually Python was created by Guido van Rossum. Okay, see, study this subject very thoroughly. If you study well, the question paper will be very easy. If you don't study well, the question paper will be something like this. Understood? The question paper will be something like Python. It will bite you. Okay, so the Python was created by Guido van Rossum in 1990s. So he was actually working at CWI. CWI full form is Centrum Visconde Informatica. In English, it is National Research Institute for Mathematics and Computer Science. So here he has developed this language, new language, because he found some flaws in previous language. He was actually working on ABC language, ABC at CWI. Okay, the CWI actually said Centrum Visconde Informatica. It is Dutch actually. It is in Dutch language. So when he has created this language, he came across, we need to name this language, right? We need to name this language. So what will be the name? He was searching. At that time, he was reading a BBC TV series script, and the TV series name was Monty Python's Flying Circus. Monty Python's Flying Circus. So from there, he has retrieved the name as Python. So he created a language called Python and named after Monty Python's Flying Circus. He was very happy with that script. He was enjoying that script. That's why he has kept the new language name as Python. Okay, so actually created by Guido van Rossum. He is a Dutch computer science engineer. Okay, now according to our syllabus, in module 1 we are going to study 3 chapters. Those are Python basics, flow control, and functions. Okay, in Python basics we are going to study normal interacting with shells, then how to declare a variable, how to use a variable and all. Then flow control, if conditions, while condition, do while, all these control statements we will see. Then in functions, how to create your own functions, how to use default functions and all, we will see in functions. So let us start with the first chapter, Python basics. Okay, Python basics. So first topic in this chapter is entering expression into interactive shell. Entering expressions into interactive shell. So here first, how to enter expression into this IDLE. What you need to do, what I have told you already, see, you need to go to start button, then here on this Python we have then IDLE. So it will call this shell. Okay, so this shell here, if you are enter expression, suppose you enter expression 2 plus 5, what it will give you, what it will do, the shell will give you the answer 7. Okay, 7 directly. But this is an interactive shell. If you write 2 plus 5 or 8, it will give you the answer, but the same thing will not happen in the file mode. So if you create a new file and if you write just 2 plus 5 and if you save it, see, file, save. So let me save it on the desktop. So I am saving on the desktop. So let me give a file name as prac.py. It's actually .py is extension for any Python file. For Java we have .java, right? For Python we have py. So save it. So it will save. Let me run this code using run and run module. You can directly press F5 also. So I'm running this module. So you will get nothing here. Why? Here 2 plus 5 gives us 7, and here 2 plus 8 gives us 10, but here 2 plus 5 in a file doesn't give us the answer. So what is the solution for this? You need to use a print statement here instead of direct 2 plus 5. You need to use a proper syntax for that. Okay, now you save it again, save, then run this file, you will get a answer, that is 7. Understood? So this is how you are interacting with a interactive shell by launching IDLE. So you are seeing here operators. So these operators, first is exponents. This is not double multiplication, this is exponent. Then we have modulus operator, then integer division, then multiplication, subtraction and addition. So here these operators have precedence. So the highest precedence operator is exponent operator. So in an expression, the first operator that is going to evaluate it is exponent. Then this multiplication, division and integer division, that is called float quotient also, and modulus operator are having same precedence. So this means if they occur in a same expression, so which is going to execute, which operation is going to do first, going to execute first? So it is from left to right, from left to right. So here this two confuses you, division and integer division. So here if you use division, so it will give you the floating point value 22 divided by 8, 2.75. But if you use integer division, it will give you integer value, that is float value of that floating point value. It will give you 2. Okay, in Python version 2.0 we had only float quotients. Okay, so now, so let me show you, if all these 4 or any of these operators come into one expression, what is going to happen, how it is going to evaluate it. So let me take one expression here. So here suppose I have 18, then divide, first I will take divide by 9, so then into 3, then mod 2. So here this division, multiplication and mod will have same precedence, right? So according to our PPT, here's division, multiplication and this mod will have same value. So I am not using this one. Okay, here what it will be the answer? Say it will be evaluated from left to right. So first, this means this will be dividing first. So 18 divided by 9 will be 2. Then 2 into 3 is 6. Then 6 mod 2, the remainder will be 0. Okay, so see 0.0. So here the same expression, if you just use the same expression, see like this here, but instead of mod 2, if I take 4, so it will give you the remainder 2. So 9 here, 18 by 9 will give you 2. 2 into 3 is 6. 6 mod 4 is remainder is 2. Okay, so after this divide, multiplication and modulus operator, we have plus and minus, subtraction and addition operators. Both will have a precedence or priority less than these operators, but plus and minus will have equal precedence. So if they have equal precedence, they will be evaluated from left to right, like this. Okay, like these. Okay, so moving on further, so next slide is data types in Python. So data types in Python are integer, floating point and string data types. There are only 3 types of data types in Python, and those are integer, floating point, numbers and strings. See, there is no limitation on the size of this integer, floating point and strings. Whatever your memory size is, the Python will take entire memory size as your integer size, floating point size or string. But in Java we have limited size, okay, defined by Java itself. But here we don't have any predefined size for these data types. Okay, remember that expression are just values combined with operators, and they always evaluate down to a single value. A data type is a category for values, and every value belongs to exactly one data type. See, expression will have values with operators, and entire expression will be evaluated to a single value. See, this entire expression will be evaluated to one single value. But a data type is a category for values. It's a category of values. What type of values a expression should have? Every value belongs to exact one data type. So here, if you see this expression, you will see that in 18, 9, 3 and 4 belongs to integers. Okay, instead of this, if you have used, instead of this expression, instead of this 18, if you have used a, it will not give you the answer, because you are dividing a string, a character with a integer values, right? So So the data that you are using should be of some type. So here three types: integer, floating point numbers, and strings. Okay. If you ever see that error message syntax error, end of the line scanning while string literals, you probably forgot the final single quote character at the end of the string. See what he is trying to say. If you are, suppose if you have a file, let me open that my practice file that I have created before. So if you have just a print here, so if I want to print here hello world, so single quote, you can use double quote also, hello world. So let me see, let me keep it like this. Okay, keep it like this. See here, I have not closed this, right? I'm not having any final quote here. So if you execute this, if you run this, you will get a error. See here, run. See, and EOL while scanning string literal. See, syntax error, EOL while scanning string literal. So what you need to do is you need to put that final quote. Done. Save it. Now you run it. It will show you hello world. Okay. So here string concatenation and replication. So we'll study one by one here. It's very simple in Python. See, while you are declaring this integer, floating point, and string, you need not to have data type. Like you should not create like this in Python. You should not create like this. See, int a is equal to 4. Okay, int a is equal to 4. Syntax error. So directly a is equal to 4. Done. Now type of a becomes integer. See, type, if you want to query, you will need to have just this type. What is the type of this a? A's type is int. Done. Just you store the values. So if you change the value from a is equal to, previously it was 4, right? See, if I print a is equal to 4, so now a is equal to w or just hello. Okay, I will take just hello, not w, doesn't make any sense. Okay, hello. So now a becomes, previously it was int, now a becomes string. See, a has hello. Then what is the type of this a? Type of this a is str, string. Okay, the Python will automatically detect what type of data you are storing, and it will change the variables data type. Okay, so now we'll see string concatenation and replication. So the meaning of an operator may changes based on the data type of the values next to it. See, if you use here in your interactive shell 2 plus 3, it will evaluate to 5. So if you have if you are like hello, if you have just like hello, then plus, then you have world. Sorry, here we need to have this quotes, hello, then world. I thought that without quotes it will work. So we'll see hello world. See, hello world. So actually this operator here works like a addition operator. It will add two numbers, but here for string it will act like a concatenation operator. Concatenation operator. The same example he has shown here. See, Alice plus Bob. So Alice Bob. So if you are trying to concatenate a string with an integer value, it will give you what? My question is what? What it will give you? It will give you Alice 42 or what? So let me type it. Okay, let me type it. So Alice, so quotes, okay, sorry, Alice plus 42. Come on, tell me, what will be the answer? Answer will be error, because you are trying to concatenate a string with the integer. So can only concatenate strings. You can only concatenate strings, not an integer, not an integer. So what we can do, sir? So Alice, see, Alice like this plus then code 42. What is the necessity, sir? If we can write 42 directly over here, why? Some cases, in some cases you need to attach, okay, some values will be in variables, then you need to concatenate them, some string, blah blah blah. We will see the situations when it will come. See, Alice 42. So what will be the next operator? We'll see 2 into 3. What will be the answer? 6. So if you write like this, sir, if you write like this, Alice, see Alice, Alice star 2, what will you get? What will you get? Alice 2 or Alice square or what? See, you will get Alice twice. See, Alice twice. See again, if I write like this again, star 5 times. Alice, 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 Alice 5 times. Okay, so this is what the star operator will do. Now the question arises, the plus operator you have seen, star, there is no minus and division, please don't ask that questions. Okay, only these operators are available. So what is about this star? Okay, Alice star Bob. Okay, we'll see what will happen. Alice star Bob, sorry, Bob. Okay, can multiply sequence of non-integer of type string. See, one should be integer, one should be string. Okay, what, sir, if we reverse it? See, 2 star Alice, same thing. If you reverse it, same thing. But two strings you cannot multiply, one string and one integer you cannot add, two strings you can concatenate, one string, one integer you cannot concatenate. Okay, you need to have a string format. Then what you need to do is, see, you need to have a string format. Then with a multiplication, a string and a value, it will give you multiple string values, right? Then if you reverse it, no problem, but two strings with a multiplication, it will give you a error. So it was very simple. So I will stop here. In next video we are going to study next upcoming topics. So thanks for watching.